Microphone checker. Hey, Tori Boo, can you hear me? Hey, Melly Mel. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Good morning, Janky Drew. Hey, Bill 716. Hey, Stephiana. Hey, calling no nonsense. Thank you for the marshmallow, Michelle. Hey, Jackson. You ain't missing nothing. Hey, Ash. You know what? I don't know why I went live this way. When you go live this way, I don't think it saves your live chat, and a lot of y'all be real upset when y'all can't play the live chat reback. I don't know why, but y'all be mad when y'all can't play the live uh replay back. Now I've been kind of MIA, and this is gonna be late, but I wanted to finish off that live I did the other day. I didn't give my perspective or opinion on the live where May and Whitney went toe to toe on that live, and they went off. I wanted to come on here and do my 2 cents on that. Hey, now, thank you for the 100, Ash. Jack, I should be asking you what did I miss because I think like a 4 or 5 hour live, Jack. Hey, 304. You did like a 4 or 5 hour live the other night, Jack. My flapper was gasted. My flapper was gasted, Jack, when I saw that. I said, wait a minute. 4 or 5 hours? That's a little diabolical. What did you say? Did y'all watch Jack's live the other day when she did a 4 or 5 hour live? What were you talking about that you was on there for so long? I need gas. What were you talking about that you was on there for so long? Yes, please double tap the screen. Why we only got 6 likes? I know I got more than 6 people in here that like me. Cause there's more than 6 people talking in the chat. When I'm live like this, all you gotta do is double tap the screen. Get to 15 likes. Missed it. I was so busy in the kitchen. I missed all of the live. I could have been listening to you for my background noise. They're moving on my end. It's not like TikTok, Ashley. You only can like the live one time. You send their hearts up, it's just like showing support for the live, but you won't see that on the screen. It's not like TikTok. YouTube likes is more like Facebook. You only like it once. News were sent in a time. News? News? Oh no, maybe that's why I wasn't there. News? Who news did y'all get? We had 10 likes, y'all. We need 5 more. Could we get five more people to double tap the screen? Remember, even if you hiding in the background, if you like the live, we cannot see who liked the live. Even if you're not a you on full with something like that, hit the like anyway. She said, "I'm just tapping." You can tap. I love to see the hearts flying up. It's that shows support, but it won't reflect on the screen. Three more likes, y'all. Let's get into it. So the part that I wasn't able to cover the other day was I wanted to kind of recap a little bit. Not really recap because it's been 2 days, so I can't really remember everything that happened while it was fresh in my mind that day. But I kind of wanted to give. I'm going the wrong way. That's why I don't supposed to be doing stuff while I'm doing other stuff because I am not a multitasker, baby. I'm about to head to the city. I'm supposed to be heading to the other city. Jack unlocked a new character. What new character unlocked? One more like y'all. I want to kind of just give my perspective and opinion on the whole May and Whitney thing and how that exploded and went left. It started off as fun and having Whitney up there. Everybody, hey, lit, lit, lit. And then it turned to shit, shit, shit. Ooh, child, turned to sugar, honey, iced tea. Spicy. Thank you for the makeup brush. Okay, we are at 15 likes. All right, so I'm about to hop on the main roadway, so I'm not going to be able to look down to read comments. So please charge it to me being safe, not to. Oh no, I think this is the lady's funeral. It is. Oh my god. So, I don't know if you guys saw. I don't even know if I want to get into it, but it was a place near me that exploded. Not too far from where I live. It's not too far from where I live. A place exploded. It was a nursing home, and some people lost their lives. And it was this one lady who had three young boys that passed away. She was a worker. I think that was her funeral procession that just rolled by me. Oh, I'm so sad for her and her boys, man. That sucks. Who the hell is Bobby Joe? Who the hell is Bobby Joe? I can't unheard it now since the one person said it. She sounded like Teeter, Bobby. What? It's Bobby Joe. Oh my God. Hey, Mary Beth. Yeah, that was so sad. It was so sad. You could hear the explosion. Like it was people on Facebook. Like, did y'all hear that explosion? Like I'm in my little community group, and people was in it. Like, did y'all hear that explosion? Did y'all feel that? And I'm like, what happened? Then later on that day, my husband told me that a local nursing home had blew up, which was insane. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. So the other day, Whitney joined May's panel, and it was all fun and games, right? They were talking about the poly thing and XYZ. And it was cool at first. Whitney was doing what Whitney was doing. She was answering questions in the comment section and things like that. Because people be excited when they get the opportunity to talk to Whitney. And she was lit that night. May knew she was lit when she let her up there and she let her do her biggest one. So the conversation for me was going rather well. I didn't see any issue with anything that Whitney was saying. But they started to talk about like soul ties and stuff like that. And they were talking about May being with a man and how she was on here for the last 2 years saying she would never be with a man. And Whitney was like, obviously, like, I ain't forcing her to be with the man, even though I suggested it. She had to have already wanted to, or or had to be considering it before paying for her to just be like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna go pretty much jump on some dick. You know what I'm saying? Excuse my language, but not excuse my language. We're grown in here. You got any kids with ears, you might want to have them move away. I don't do too much, but I've been a little bit more vocal lately. So some stuff might not be for kids. This is not for kids, okay? Except for not for kids. So anyway, Whitney pretty much was like, even though I suggested her to try a dude, she had to already want to jump on some dick. Like I ain't just say, oh, go sleep with a man. And she was like, oh, I don't want to, but I'm gonna do it anyway. And it wasn't like a back and forth, like, why are you forcing me to do this? Nothing like that. She was willing and ready to go jump on that dick. It's pretty much what Whitney was given, right? Which makes sense. Even when, honestly, when maybe like Whitney suggested it, Whitney this, Whitney that, Whitney this, like even down to like her messing with Niecy and stuff like that, I'm like, yeah, okay. Even if your wife suggested it, if you didn't want to do it, you would say no. So I mean, what Whitney was saying was actual factual. Like she had to already have an interest or be interested in doing it. It had to already been a thought in her mind or something she was open to already. So when Whitney suggested it, that's why she was okay with, following through with it, right? It wasn't, it's not something she's being forced to do. So anyway, they was talking about soul ties, and Whitney was a little bit confused about how that worked, and whatnot. And I'm thinking maybe she caught on and understood that stuff kind of trickles down for those who believe in soul ties and stuff like that. People are interconnected when you cross boundaries and stuff like that. And people were trying to say like the man was going to take Whitney's place, and the conversation eventually came up to um pretty much, highlighting or asking Whitney like the only reason why you doing them doing poly. If it ain't poly, then they can't be together. Like if Whitney ever came to the conclusion that this is not going to work for her, then they're going to divorce. They're not going to stay together. It's not an option that while as long as Whitney is not willing to open up to May in certain areas of their relationship, poly can't be off the table. She brought it to the table, stand on the table. She deserves to be happy too. And I agree. I agree. I know a lot of people feel like if y'all not compatible, don't be together, which I agree too. I absolutely agree. I absolutely agree with that. I absolutely agree with not forcing something that's not meant to be forced. However, I am a little bit more open minded when it comes to poly. I don't look at the situation as only, one way. Like poly, I think in their situation, and I think in Whitney's situation, especially with her wanting to be with, most of the time, it sounds like in her history of relationships, she has been with people who are likely bisexual because they were with men and then they were with women with her. And all of her relationships with the people that have come out publicly and stated like this has been an issue in her relationship since the beginning of her relationships. So I think for Whitney, especially since she doesn't seek out people who are touch me nots like her, that this will be the most logical sense if she wants to be in a relationship for her to be open to poly. However, poly doesn't look like something that Whitney's going to ever be okay with. It doesn't look like it's going to be something that Whitney is going to ever be okay with. I don't know if you guys remember that first dialogue when they first came out and said they were going to do poly. I had a live, I think May and Whitney, I think May and somebody else joined my live, and I was like, you're going to have to treat her with white gloves. This is going to be new territory for her. It's not going to be easy. She's going to go through a lot of emotion. She's probably going to flip out. It's going to be a lot of tears, a lot of hurt, a lot of pain because she has to go through those emotions to try to get to where she feels comfortable. Now, I could absolutely be wrong, but based on the way that I've been seeing things play out on this internet, the stuff that they allow us to see, and we only see a little bit, we don't see much, but the parts that we are able to see, I honestly don't see Whitney. I don't see her gaining control of the poly situation. Don't see her gaining control of the poly situation. Never be okay with it every time they find someone with trips. Right. Every time. And it's in her tripping every time is not her being upset about it is not unusual for someone that is new to, especially with so many people. It's like not I'm not even gonna say so many people with the back and forth. They in something, she out something. She even though it would be a lot of times it'd be repeated people that May is dealing with, the back and forth, in and out can be too much for someone who's trying to get used to it. Like it's too much back and forth, right? But I don't know if it's because of how May moves with how she brings people into the fold. Because that could be shocking. Even though I'm open to the idea of poly, um, to a degree. I ain't doing poly with my husband, but anyway, even though I'm open to the degree to poly to a degree or understanding of it, if it were me in that situation, it would be too much for me. Like the multiple people or the multiple situations or relationships starting and stopping back and forth. Because you have to remember that's pulling on her heartstrings. It's pulling on her. The moment that she might feel like, okay, this person is around. Okay, like Nisi, for an example. Nisi was around probably the longest out of everybody. Okay, Nisi is here. We doing this, is that. She getting comfortable with Nisi being around them. Boom, it fall through. Like it fall out. They fall out. She has to restart that process every single time because she's not at a place where she's just wholeheartedly accepting it. So every time a new acquaintance comes into the picture, she has to restart that process all over again. Even when it's Nisi, somebody who she is accustomed to, it's like she's bracing likely for a mess up or something big to happen or something messy to happen. You know, her getting accustomed to May not going to share her time with somebody. Now she's back outside of the house or whatever with someone else. That is a constant pull on her emotional strings, right? So anyway, back to the live. So Winnie is answering the questions and this, that, and the third, and they're talking about the guy, her being with the guy, and soul ties, and Whitney trying to figure out what they talking about. Like she trying to figure out what's going on. And also the house situation that came up. But we're gonna stick to the relationship part right now. Damn, it was something else that I was gonna speak on before I got to that part. I had started to talk on it and then I got distracted with the conversation. Um her saying like it's either poly or nothing. I don't know why people were acting shocked about that part because they had already said that from the beginning. If Whitney is not okay with poly, if it's something she decides that she can't do, then they're gonna have to divorce. If Whitney is not okay with poly, they're going to have to divorce. Whitney has said that before. And May has said that before. That's not new information at all. So people being shocked about that or like trying to harp on it, I'm like, why y'all trying to harp on it? I mean, I get why it was just something to pick at Whitney about. You know what I'm saying? And try to make it seem like she don't care nothing about you. Yada yada yada. I got that. Then Whitney asks, I'm only doing poly to save my marriage. For me, that was a clear understanding from the beginning too. But hold on, y'all. I'm trying to make sure. When Whitney said that she's only doing poly in short to save her marriage, like to keep her marriage, to stay with her wife, for me, that was the understanding from the very beginning. The only reason why you guys are doing poly, that she became open to the idea, is because she does not want to divorce her wife. Whitney understands that May has needs that she's not willing to fulfill, so she opened up their relationship to Polly. To me, that was clear. Like I feel like everybody understood that. Everybody knows that Whitney is not doing Polly because oh my gosh, she wants to try Polly and she's interested in sharing her wife. And oh my God, like let's do this. Hurrah! I don't know, but it sounds like the way May got upset. It sounds like that's what May thought. It's like it's too dark in here. Turn on your light, Vince. Let me see. Mary, no, it's not. What I miss? Never be okay with it every time they find someone with trips. I thought soul ties was a mental connection. No, it ain't no mental. It's a lot of connections, baby. It's a whole lot of connections, baby. Them soul ties will have you in trouble. How you flipping out in this bitch? Y'all think people be tearing up the Waffle House? Watch out. Them soul ties be hitting different, okay? But anyway, I thought that everybody understood, including Meg, that the whole reason why Whitney was doing poly was to save her marriage. It was not because Whitney had an epiphany and all of a sudden wanted to try poly. It was not because Whitney all of a sudden wanted to share her wife. It was never given any of that. I mean, let me ask y'all here in the comment section. Hey, Nate, when this whole poly thing started, and I want y'all to be honest, even Bay Gang, like, I want y'all to be honest. When Whitney opened up and May came to the internet, said they're going to be doing poly, and Whitney confirmed they were going to be doing poly. Did you think that Whitney was doing poly because she was interested in poly? If you think she was doing it because she was interested in poly, I want you to put a blue heart. If you think she was doing poly solely to try to save her marriage because she didn't want a divorce, put a red heart. So what, Dave? Put a red heart if you think Whitney was solely doing poly just to save her marriage. Or I think it was it a yellow heart? A yellow heart because she was like, "Oh, I want to share my wife." I don't think anybody in the entire internet that knows who May and Whitney is ever thought that Whitney was doing poly because she wanted her wife to go pop her coochie on somebody else. I just being honest. So when May became upset, they were saying, and Lady J included, was saying that you letting the comments get to you, don't let the comments get to you. Like you knew what pretty much like I don't think that Whitney was letting the comments get to her at all. I think as far as Whitney goes, I think Whitney was enjoying being up there answering the questions. I feel like her voice was level. I don't feel like she was doing anything different since the beginning of the conversation. It went left when May got upset. To me, in my opinion, based on what I watched, it went left when May got upset because she didn't like how Whitney was explaining the reason why they were doing poly. And I, for one, couldn't understand why she was upset because that was the truth. That was the truth. She is legit doing poly because she doesn't want to leave her wife. She doesn't want to be divorced. So she has opened her mind to the fact that, listen, if I can't do this for my wife, then I have to let her find someone else that can do it. The whole reason why she should suggested a man is because Whitney trying to get a hold onto it. She has equated to women coming in because they've showed her this time and time again in the process that they want made for herself. They trying to push her to the side or out of the picture completely. And Whitney is not going for that. So she said, hey, go go check out a man. Maybe if you bring a man into the dynamic of our relationship and they are into men too, and y'all all doing a thing, maybe they will focus on a man. And I'm gonna tell you why I think Whitney thinks this way, right? Y'all ever heard of being digmatized? How many of y'all here ever heard of being digmatized? How many of y'all in here have ever heard of being digmatized? If you heard of being digmatized, put yes in the comments. I think Whitney is banking on these women that whatever man may find that he is, he know what he's doing in the bedroom, that they are interested in him as well. They are sexually attracted to him as well. And when he knock him with that magic stick, ooh, I got the magic stick once, so I can hit twice. Y'all know she's hoping that when he hit them with that magic stick, boop, bop, boop, boop, bop, they'll be dickmatized. So they're not gonna be worried about trying to steal Maybay. They gonna be on the man's dick, literally. She's hoping that they will take to the man, cling to the man, and be fighting over him versus trying to fight over getting the affection and attention of her wife. So, hey, outlaw sister. So I'm thinking that, okay, I see where Whitney kind of going with this, what she's hoping for. She like, cause I don't need y'all trying to come in here and take my spot. And I can understand her fear, right? May is a different type of woman though. Like for most of us, women can't deal with sharing. They super jealous. They could be easily persuaded and things like that. Now, I don't know if I see May allowing someone to come in, put it on her, and snatch Whitney's spot. I think the only way Whitney would lose her spot with May is if Whitney loses her spot with May. That's how I feel. I could be wrong. I could have the wrong impression of May. May absolutely, maybe I could be wrong about it. And maybe May is just a female, just like, emotionally attached and driven, just like we are in certain aspects. And maybe somebody can come in and woo her. Baby, it won't your woo, woo, woo. Baby, it won't your woo, woo, woo. And slide her up out of Whitney life. I don't see it going that way. I think the only way Whitney that May would allow someone to push Whitney out is because Whitney did something that was the last straw for Maybay, and then she's out of there. But I can understand why Whitney is like, go get a dude, let him pop y'all. You understand? Let them focus on him. Did I ride past where I was going? I don't think so. I think it's coming up or whatever. So I can understand Whitney's train of thought, but I don't think that's how that's going to work for Meg. But Whitney, oh here, go right here. Whitney is simply trying to protect her spot. I think so. She's trying anything, but I could not understand why Meg was so upset about that because it's the truth. And if she thought otherwise, May tripping. And like you upset about how she's saying it because even the way that May put it, how she tried to break it down, it still equated to Whitney is doing this to save her marriage with you. It's still equated to Whitney is doing this to save her marriage with you. So I'm like, why are you upset about her saying exactly what it is? Like, why you want you a straight shooter? You very blunt to the point. You know what I'm saying? So why are you upset that Whitney being a straight shooter and being straight to the point? Everybody already knew it. Hey, Ralph. Not Summer so engrossed in the conversation that she missed her turn. I always miss my turn, but I found it. I didn't miss it. I seen it. It's not a magic stick more than a Chico stick. How did y'all find this alleged man? And why are y'all passing around? How y'all seeing his Chico sticks pick? Now she gotta worry about her wife bent being dickless. I want you woo woo woo. Let me see. That part, Tori. I don't feel sorry for Whitney because choosing to stay. But I don't feel sorry for Whitney either. Whitney is a grown woman. She obviously is choosing to stay. She's okay with the dynamic of the relationship to some point. She either okay with it. Wait. Oh man, I gotta go in this store and I don't want to hang up the live. Do I talk about it in the store? Do I talk about it in the store? Do I go in the store on my phone and talk to y'all about it on the phone? I'm gonna have to talk to y'all on the phone about it in the store because I want to touch on that point too. So let me finish up this point. So I don't understand why May was upset about that. I don't think that May is the reason why the conversation went left. I think the conversation went left because May got in her feelings. That is my wholehearted opinion on that situation. I don't think that was Whitney. I think it was May. I think May got in her feelings and blew the conversation up, and it went left because May didn't like certain things. I don't think it had anything to do with Whitney causing any type of um causing the conversation to go where it wanted. Another thing is, I don't understand why May always is. She played victim in that situation because she knew what she wanted to do. She knew when she came on here, she wanted to stir the pot. She wanted to start shit. You control your panel, May. Like even with her being up there about the cat situation, because she even brought that up. Even with the cat situation, like she just want to start shit. Da 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 da. Just like you eventually kicked her off that panel, you could have kicked her off that panel at any given time. You know your wife better than any one of us on the internet. And you knew that when she was drinking, you know that she likes to troll. You knew she was going to pop her shit. And so when you chose to let her up there, not only let her up there, but allow her to stay, that was you knowing very well where the conversation could go and you being okay with that. So to turn around and try to make it seem like this is what she wanted, she got what she wanted, yada, yada. No, you got what you wanted because you allowed that shit to happen. You may cannot control Whitney's feelings, but and Whitney can pop her shit in your house talking to y'all one on one. But none of that shit would have ever been brought to the internet. We didn't have to hear that conversation. We didn't have to hear that conversation. Like we didn't have to hear that conversation. If you knew she was coming up there and you knew what she wanted, because you like she knew what she wanted, she knew da 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 da, blah blah blah. Why you let her up there? It's the internet. Like why you let her up there? And honestly, like Lady J did her thing. She's reading the comments, and at one point she was like, "I don't want to read that because it's going to cause da da da." You know what I did if I was Lady J? Lady J grown though, she gonna do what she want. I'm just saying what I would have did. If I was up there, I would have made up my own questions for Whitney to ask questions for Whitney if they wanted to do this whole interview talk thing, so that I could have controlled the narrative of the dialogue. And or if I wanted to stay out of it and remain neutral, I would have just dropped off the panel and let her and maybe up there on a motherfucking phone. Okay. I would have stayed up there the whole. I would have stayed up there. I would have had to either go or create my own questions up for the interview. That's what I would have did. That's what I would have did. She kind of mad. She got beat in pool. Who got beat in pool? Girl, shut up. Right. And she literally said that's why she was doing poly. There was no reason for her to get that upset. Damn, it was something else I wanted to talk about, a point I wanted to speak on. I hate that I'm so forgetful. Now she got to worry about her wife being stigmatized. I seen the mention of my shit. She went to put woman. Damn, what was it? OMG. Oh, the house situation. The house situation. The house situation. Now, Whitney was on this internet popping her shit. Okay, she was doing her biggest one on the internet about how that's her shit. She paid for that shit. She working left and right, pulling them coins to pay for that shit. Like she out here beating on her chest, right, about this house. She out here beating on her chest about this house. Now it makes sense to me why Kat end up living there, although Whitney probably didn't want her there before they moved into this house, right? Because May said her name is on that house too. May mentioned as well, she's the one that paid for them to move into said house. She also mentioned that she was the one that paid that motherfucking rent. So Whitney probably paid rent for herself for the first time this month coming. And this is why probably the month that just passed that they had to pay rent for. And that's probably why Whitney popping her shit so tight and why she felt comfortable coming on the internet talking about the cat situation. Okay. Y'all gotta pay attention. I said, you was on here popping your shit real hard only for me to come here. And she said, pop those weasel was the weasel go pop that balloon, bitch. You ain't bankrolling shit. I'm still big mama. Big mama. Baby, what? When May said that, I said, damn, Whitney, she done blew up your spot. She was letting you live and let you have in your moment, but you took it too far, Whitney. You ain't know how to reel it in. You ain't know how to reel it in. You took it too far. You took it too far. Like, you should have chilled. So now you won't have popping your stuff like you running the show whole time. May still bankrolling it. May still was bankrolling it. And then she popped her bubble again because Whitney was claiming she had paid, she had her own shit before, and da da da. And they said, "No, you didn't. Stop lying. No, you didn't. It's the first house you ever had where you paid the bills all on the own. It's the first time you ever did that." I said, "Not made them punch your bubble." Damn, went. Damn, went. Damn, went. You know how somebody get their income tax check? Somebody get their income tax check and they ain't never had like that much money at one time, so they be out here with their whole income tax check sliding it down their arm. Hold on, let me show y'all. They be out here like this. Let me see. Let me push this back. They be out here like this, sliding the money down their arm, or be like this. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm putting the phone, putting in their ear or whatever, like that, like this, like hey, you know what I'm saying? No, that's how Whitney was out here the other day. That's how Whitney was out here the other day talking about how she taking care of business at that motherfucking house. All time May was still Big Mama. She done paid for them to move into the house, paid the next month's rent, and Whitney done paid 1 month's rent. And she out here flexing on y'all hoes. She start flexing on Cat. Now it makes sense why, because I wholeheartedly believe like these feelings ain't just started at this house. If she felt like Cat was dirty and not helping and uncooperative and all these things that she feels about Cat, she had to feel this way about Cat in the other house. And the reason why Cass was able to move into this house that's supposed to be Whitney's house is because she ain't have no real say so. It really wasn't just her shit. Because if it wasn't for May paying the money for them to move in the house and May name being on the house, I don't think Kat would have ever been allowed to move into the house that is supposed to be Whitney's sole responsibility. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Kat would have ever been able to move in. And I think right now the only reason why she started to pop her shit is because she paid that rent on her own, like really paid the rent on her own that month, and she felt empowered. She felt like this is my shit officially, and what I say gonna go. So she was hoping to push Cat out the house, by coming on live and doing it. And I don't know if she said it, but based on what I saw, it does not sound like Whitney had a conversation with Kat. And she probably didn't have a conversation with Kat because she couldn't have a conversation with Kat because that really wasn't her shit. She really wasn't bankrolling it on her own. It still was May um handling business. You know what I mean? It still was May handling business. So you can want Kat out of the house all you want. But if May is running a show hoe, you ain't putting her sister out. You are not putting her sister out. Where's the smoke detector squeak? I'm outside, baby. I'm outside. Yeah. So I'm like, damn. I'm like, damn, Whitney, your spot got blown up with. Damn, with. But nah, for real. I think a conversation should have been had. You know what I'm saying? If she wanted her to move, but like I said, Whitney is entitled to feel how she feel. If Kat is up in that house being nasty and dirty and not helping out, I absolutely can understand why she want Kat to go. May is very relaxed and fall back, very passive about certain stuff. She explained because she's just accustomed to doing stuff on her own, which is not okay. And I could see it being frustrating in a situation or a dynamic where somebody else is not okay with that. But coming to the internet was not the way. But we're always here for a good time, and y'all wanting to spill your own tea for sure, for sure. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna get on up out of here, y'all. I gotta run into this store. I just wanted to at least give my input on that part because I'm like, oh yeah, I missed that. Friend, did you hear Wick call you out? Oh yeah, I heard her on that live. She was on that same live. You talking about the same live where she was like, she gonna say I called for her. I did not call for you, Whitney. You're just a topic of discussion because you came on the internet. However, I'm definitely open for having a conversation over here on my page. I wrote on Whitney's post. I wrote on Whitney's post after that live and said, "Hey, absolutely, I'm down for a talk. If you want to do an interview, let me know. We can set it up. Let's go, let's go, let's go." And again, shout out to Whitwood for having the notifications on for Summer's Room. I don't go live too often, but baby, when I do, I love to know that you tuned in. They all nasty. She left houses nasty before. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But I said, Cat has been who Cat is from the beginning. So to expect her to do something different is absolutely insane. But May knew that. That's why May don't feel no type of way. If the stuff is absolutely true, what's being said, May don't feel no type of way because she already knew what to expect from her sister when she asked her sister to come back. Okay. But I'm gonna get up off this thing, y'all. Make sure you have your Timberlands on just in case. Let me get up off this thing. I need to go on this story real quick. And I'm gonna talk to y'all later. Y'all be safe. If y'all up in the northeast area, we supposed to get some type of snowstorm again or whatever like that. Make sure y'all have what y'all need. Put that salt down on the ground and stay in the house and bundle up if you have to. Okay. I just had a coffee enema. A coffee enema. Oh no. Oh no. Let me get up off here, y'all. Love y'all. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye bye.